these facts. But of course, still to remind you that all these discussions of the show are probably brought to you by Zabo, which is a platform from Altex. And through this platform, you can be in position to buy government bond securities for a fee of just 15,000 Nigerian shillings. Now, the markets opened at 8:15 a.m. and they'll be running all the way. That is to 3:15 p.m. East African time, effective Monday up to Friday. Apart from the weekends and the public holidays, all these markets cannot be accessed. But of course, that's not the big deal. At least you have the rest of the days to capitalize and make money. Something which I believe is quite key and important when it comes to your financial growth and development. Zabo made this a reality, and that's why it boldly comes out and tells you that it's my money, it's my future. And Altex East Africa tells you that you need to do something new for yourself. It is 2023. Well, proceeding, there is a whole debate moving on regarding cybersecurity. Some people think cybersecurity is a responsibility of the cybersecurity companies. It's the responsibility, and all that. But little do we know that it's actually a personal responsibility. That's why I say it doesn't take you to be a cybersecurity expert for you to be able to avoid a cyber attack. But they're simply those basics that, just tips that you actually need to grasp, and before you know it, you'll be successful. Now, still from the Cyber Security Awareness Week, cybersecurity is a personal responsibility.
True. Because now, why you have, everyone has to have access, everyone has an email. These days,
you have a social media account.
A social media account. You have a mobile. You
have a bank account.
You have a bank account. So how is that the cybersecurity professionals? It's you at the end of the day. They're your things.
Because you have to protect. Yeah. Because you have a responsibility to protect your money.
And unless you have someone specifically who actually handles your emails or your social media or your phone. But unless that, it's down to you.
It's down to you. Yes. Now, cybersecurity is a personal responsibility according to reports here, and we all have a role to play in protecting ourselves. All individuals have a role to play in protecting themselves and information from cyber attacks, because cyber criminals are constantly trying to find out ways on how they can actually rob of you very crucial and important information. Now, of course, here's some of the ways cybersecurity can actually be a personal responsibility. As you can see, protecting your personal information, as cyber criminals are constantly looking for ways to steal your personal information, such as that on your social security, such as your social security number, credit card numbers, we mentioned that, and bank account numbers. Now, they can use this information, that is to commit identity theft and other crimes. And also remember, you can protect your personal information by being very careful about what information you share online. By the way, the information we share online is very crucial.
The links that we put.
Everything we share online. People can actually use those links because somebody, by you having that information online, because by the time somebody hacks you, a hack doesn't happen in one day.
No, they have followed you
up, and they know you. So from that perspective, they'll have a basis point. And now because I was telling somebody, of course I won't mention out the names, and I was interacting with them, and I was telling, okay, he's a cybersecurity expert. There's what they call ethical hacking.
Ethical.
Oh
yeah. Is it legal?
Legal. Oh. In other words, with ethical hacking, I can bring into my company and I tell you, can you, ethical hacking is meant to check the system, whether it's strong. If I have my website, I've designed my website, I bring you as a hacker, I tell you, try to hack into it.
Yeah, and see if it's strong enough
and see if it's exactly. Yeah. So if he can hack into it, then he will tell me, maybe you need to adjust here and there. So it's also for my good, ethical hacking for that perspective. Now, this person was telling me, because he's an ethical hacker, and I told him, but what does it take, these people who hack, what does it take for them to hack into this? The person told me, no, it's very simple. I can't hack somebody overnight, but I need to first take time to understand them, know them, see what they post online. So you got to be careful with what you share online. You'll stand to be a victim of a cyber attack. And now, of course, there is also protecting your devices. It justifies the reasons why cybersecurity is a personal responsibility. Cyber criminals can also attack your devices, your computer, your smartphones, and they install what we call malware. and that is there on your devices, which can steal your data or even take control of your device. You can protect your devices by keeping software up to date. You know, there is what we call the Evo PDF. Somebody sends, you know, these PDFs, somebody sends you this PDF, you open it, and at the moment you open it like this on your phone, what your screen is displaying is what I'm seeing. So I can see your chats real time. I can even reply them if I want to.
So people are at risk.
That's why cybersecurity is a personal responsibility. Somebody can mess up even your relationship.
Oh yeah.
But you can see that it's quite a great responsibility. You know, you probably are discussing business, you know, you're discussing passwords. Somebody's watching, you know. Okay, now of course, now we need to understand what are the steps that you can use to protect yourself from possible attacks. You know, we talked about basics here. Of course, use of strong passwords and enable two-factor authentication on all your accounts. Be careful about what information you share online, especially social media. We mentioned that. Keep your software up to date, including your operating system, web browser, and security ware. By the way, people don't want to update their
software.
Yeah, because you're on your phone and the phone is telling you to update. You're saying later on because you're afraid of the data that is going to be lost. But losing 500 MBs vis-a-vis losing 10 million, which is better? Ask yourself that question. Which is better? And now also be careful about the files you download and open. Yeah, that is key, that you stand a huge chance of being a victim of cybercrime. Now, also only visit websites from trusted sources. Actually, some websites are actually some sort of a trap for hackers to get you there. And be wary of phishing emails and scams. Of course, these ones which are posted on your WhatsApp groups. You get 10 GB shell that. I believe by now we know these things. I'll be surprised if somebody doesn't know that actually those are scammers. And I'm thinking, the person that shared it in the group, are they not aware that actually this is false? Or they are the ones that developed it themselves and they're trying to scam into people's accounts? Well, definitely we've come to the end of today's edition of Smart Means Business. I've been Andrew Barija with Mercy Katsime driving you through all the way. But still to remind you, channel 372 on DSTV, channel that is 320 on GOTV, in our social media handles at Smart24TV, that's on Twitter, Smart24TV Live, that's on Facebook, and yeah, you can get us in part. And also you go to your Google Play Store, download the Spandeed application, and you'll be able to stream Smart24TV at any part of the country that you will be at the world. But of course, as we leave, we are going to leave you with this insight of the different stakeholders, of course, with the cybersecurity professionals here, partnering with the Ministry of ICT, and definitely MTN is also here, and of course Milima Security is the company which is spearheading the Cybersecurity Awareness Month at the same time. Let us know what the stakeholders have to say, but of course I'll still urge you to be watchful with your devices, with your passwords and your softwares. Till tomorrow, good morning.
The Cybersecurity Awareness Month is a collaboration between government and private sector in promoting digital security awareness campaigns aimed at helping the public appreciate the existing risks that come with the use of digital technologies vis-a-vis the advantages that the technology brings. We can all agree that over the past 20 years we have seen a significant growth in our technology ecosystem, particularly in Uganda. Uganda today ranks among the top 13 fastest growing technology economies in Africa. In 2019, Uganda was ranked #1 under the National Cybersecurity Index in terms of the cybersecurity efforts that the country applies. So when it comes to the growth of technology, we have seen a significant growth over the past 20 years. This has disrupted all of the sectors that we are using, from the health sector to the transportation sector to the agricultural sector and the various forms of businesses that we see. We have seen even in Chikubo now people are using various forms of technologies to deliver and acquire supplies. So this goes to show the extent to which we are extensively relying on technology our day-to-day operations. We have reached a point where we no longer think of technology as a sector, but now as an enabler of sectors. So with this in mind, one of the most eminent challenges that it has come with is cyber threats. The World Economic Forum ranks cyber threats now among the top 3 biggest risks that businesses have to be mindful of. So knowing very well the damage that cybercrime brings, cybercrime, by the way, is poised to become the 3rd biggest economy in the world after China and the US. So when you're ranking economies, you're going to see cybercrime somewhere around $8 trillion within the next year. That is just by 2024. So these are not small things that we should be worrying about. They are significant, and they can present a significant threat to any economy. And we shouldn't just be mindful of the bigger picture of the economy. How about our grandmothers in the village whose mobile money gets wiped out? Her little 10,000 shillings gets cleaned up by someone who promised her that they will not block her line if she loaded that money on the phone. Or how about those promises that come to us on social media for green cards, only to turn out that it was a scam? So with this kind of challenges, it brings a significant question. Can we create awareness? Can we produce some user education campaigns that can help to bring people together, help them understand the threats, whereas they enjoy the technologies, and from there we can continue to build strong economies that are powered by technology. Bringing together both the government and the public and the private sector to think, how do we create stronger security controls? How do we help businesses to thrive while relying on the enormous power that technology brings? How do we help education systems to grow without the fear of cyber attacks? For example, we saw during COVID, many institutions jumped to teach online using Zoom and all of these, but then we also had challenges such as Zoom bombing, some of which were bringing pornographic content to our children who are trying to attend classes using Zoom. So these are kind of the challenges that we see every day as we embrace technology.
So for government of Uganda, as you know, one of the key roles of any government is to make sure the citizens get the services they need in a safe way. Since we're talking about cyber security, we're talking about safety of delivery of government services. So as government of Uganda, we have done a couple of things around ways where we can maybe enhance the security of the services we give the citizens, as well as create enabling environments for citizens to be aware of the threats around the world. You know, now we live in a global economy where you have, you can be sitting in Kampala and you're facing a threat as far as maybe Iceland. Anyone can hit you at any time. So as government, we take that seriously, and we've done a couple of things around policy development. We have a couple of laws that really have been developed and enacted by government of Uganda to protect the citizens from some of those acts. I can mention the Electronic Signatures Act, we have the Data Protection Act. These are all those that are really there to make sure that the citizen is protected while taking advantage of the technology or maybe the advantages that technology brings to service delivery. So we have the laws in place. We are also glad to be here partnering with Milima to support the effort on awareness. Government itself is running campaigns with within different government ministries and parastatals. We have NITA, we have Ministry of ICT, we have all our other partners. When it comes to October, we do awarenesses that are on social media, on different news platforms, where we are telling people a few things that they can do to really make sure they are safe. My colleagues talked about things like social engineering, phishing, where the term buffering would be used. So we are going out there and making sure citizens are aware. How do they access services? And Barbara mentioned something called the human factor. You can have all these systems in place, but without proper training and awareness, they are not really effective. So this awareness month is a chance for government to really go out there and educate its citizens through partnership with all these partners here, the private sector, public sector, to make sure citizens are aware, because most of the services, you don't just get services from government, you still get services from MTN Momo. All these cases of fraud and buffet are common with the telecoms that you use. So this is, we are happy to be here to participate in this and ensure that citizens are aware of the threat out there.
Yeah.
And advise them on how they can really minimize their exposure. Thank you.
No data, no problem. Zabu allows you to buy or sell securities on the Altex exchange from anywhere in Uganda via USSD. Step 1. To buy, dial *292#. Step 2. Select buy. Step 3. Select the product you would like to buy. For example, bonds. Step 4. Select your preferred maturity year. Step 5. Select the bond you would like to buy. Step 6. Input an amount of 15,000 Ugandan shillings or more. Step 7. Your order has been forwarded for processing. And finally, Step 8. Your order has been confirmed.